Greetings. My name is Phileas Stone. My website is digitalmystics.org. Today I would like to teach you about telepathy. But I suppose I should warn you that watching this video could be lethal. It sounds like a very sudden and dark thing to say, but if you're watching a video like this, you can expect to have some horrors approach you in the very near future. So I would suggest that if you're of a hot-tempered nature, that you're going to end up in jail if you try to develop this power, or dead. If you're of an impatient nature, you'll end up frustrated and annoyed. And if you're of a slothful nature, you'll only become more confused than what you must already be if you do not realise telepathy has been going on your entire life. Caveat aside, if you want to keep watching this, you're going to be put in a path here where you become telepathic, almost as if you were a train carriage which are placed on a set of rails and pushed towards a door, through which is the telepathic environment. The problem is that once you get through this door, you can't go back. You cannot unsee what you've seen once you get there. So it's a one-way ticket. If you want to become telepathic, then by all means, enter into a world where you're going to have 1,000 thoughts and emotions going through you constantly that you'll be able to do nothing about. And because of the transition through the veil, people around about you will think you're weird, strange, and not like you very much. So much of these thoughts and emotions that are going to be directed at you are going to be very negative ones. On top of all that, you'll have surrendered the privacy of your own mind. And the question is, do you want to be that train being put on that track towards that door, or would you rather leave this arduous duty that has to be performed by some group of people within every generation in order to pass on the spiritual truth to the future? Do you want to be part of that group of people who will be doing it for your own generation? Because there are many sacrifices involved in the duty. If you're simply here seeking a power or seeking some magic trick to impress your maidens with, then this is not what you're looking for. You maybe be better off trying card tricks or magical illusions, because when you go down this path, what you're going to discover is the biggest illusion of all, is the idea that telepathy maybe not exist, that the spiritual truth is just a bunch of lies somebody made up to control people, or the various other superstitious notions of what's really going on, and there are a great deal of them throughout the ages. 2,000 years ago, there was a man that was on earth who said the kingdom of heaven is close at hand, and that not a generation would pass before it would be revealed to many. The superstitious notion is that we go to heaven when we die, but truly the heaven and earth are in the here and the now. The earth is the material reality everyone's aware of. The heavenly is something that people don't believe, but they are constantly affected by, whether they are aware of it or not. I'm going to open your mind up to this heavenly realm, and before I do, I suppose I should find out whether you're of a proper character. What you're going to see is something incredible. When you were a child, were you the type of child that stamped in pigeons to make them fly away, and you could say, I have the power over these pigeons? Or were you the type of child that fed pigeons and you don't know any reason why, but you kind of get a good feeling that you were doing something for someone, even if it was just a wee teeny bird that would do nothing back for you in return? Are you the type of person now who looks at maybe people of a different race and considers them to be different and weird and something you want to avoid? Or are you the type of person who is intrigued by the fact that there are strange and different people everywhere across the world and you want to meet every single one of them? Are you offended by the notion of homosexuality to the point where you've got some irrational reason to dislike these people? Does the idea that there are people investigating kinky things, is that an alarming thing to you? When there are people who are investigating religions other than your own, does that worry you? To be frank, is there any thing that's out with mainstream culture which you would embrace? Ideally, you want to be able to embrace all things, whether they are socially acceptable or socially unacceptable, because when your eyes are opened, you're going to find out that underneath the surface, the facade that most people are putting on, there is a very unacceptable side that's within them that they never reveal to anyone. Well, that's for most people. So, if these differences are something that you find offensive, then I am dragging you into hell here, and telepathy's probably not something you want. It's a magic trick you're looking for to impress people, so I would suggest you find ways of faking telepathy in order to achieve that purpose. Because let's face it, if the whole purpose is to impress your friends, fake it. Because that's what most people are doing. Because if you want to learn to become truly telepathic, then it's going to cost an awful lot. You're going to be sacrificing more than you maybe realise. I don't know how much you're going to sacrifice, but I can guarantee you that it's not going to be worth it for a parlour trick to impress your friends. It's not going to be worth it to have power. If maybe what you're seeking is the truth, the this in itself is perhaps the greatest virtue, and I salute you for having such a mindset. If what you're seeking is answers, then I don't have all the answers. I don't fully comprehend everything there is to comprehend, except to say that I comprehend there's more to this reality than the material world would generally relate to us. So, most of the things that you learn are done by learning. There are very few things that you acquire by unlearning. Some people consider telepathy to be a magic power. But if we're talking about magic, the real magic is the illusion that telepathy is not going on, and it's been going on your entire life. If you're still listening to my words and watching this video, then you're about to go on a journey that's going to change your entire life. The world that you thought you knew is about to disappear. Maybe it'll last till the end of the video. Maybe it'll be disturbed forever before the video's even finished, but probably it'll be a few days after watching the video that something will kick in and you'll suddenly realise the telepathic reality that you're living in, and hopefully you find it's a joyous place to be, but in all likelihood you'll find there's a lot of unjoyous things which occur as you're trying to get your head around a new reality, or rather an old reality that you were just never made aware of in the past. So, the kingdom of heaven is close at hand, and if you've ever wondered what the apocalypse truly is, it's not the end of the world, but the end of the world as you know it. And here I am, the bringer of destruction to what was only an illusion in the first place. We all kind of form our own interpretations of what's going on until something else points out that our interpretations are somewhat incorrect. All you're going to be having from this video is someone telling you that your interpretations are incorrect. If you think that telepathy is not happening, but while you're being told this, there's something being set in motion within an environment that you don't have any reason to believe in yet. And like I said, it's kind of like you are the train carriage and I am placing you on a track was built by beings that I respect deeply. And I'm going to give your carriage a wee push towards a door with a veil on it, and when you pass through that veil, when people speak of Jesus, they call him the Prince of Peace, because he brought peace to the world. So truth be told, he never brought peace at all, but he highlighted to the oppressed how it was that the peace they believed they had was not in fact peace at all. He pointed out a certain aspect of reality where people were being enslaved through ignorance. And when he did so, he brought a sword that divided families, divided communities. Passing through this veil, you're going to realise what the people in your life truly think of you, and it's probably a very different thing from what you hope, what you desire, what you want to believe. So it might cause some frictions in your relationships. There is an awful lot of downsides to becoming telepathic. It's likely that if you've been placed in an environment where this video can be seen by you, that you're already pretty isolated through circumstances you don't really comprehend, where you can do your best to rationalise the reason why your reputation is so discredited by the people who love you. The people who truly love you are people who are not physically present with you. We are the legendary scattered people spoken about throughout the world. The Jews think it's them, the Catholics think it's them, the Protestants think it's them, the Hindus think it's them. If the truth be told, the spirit is dead in an awful lot of people. The spiritual truths are nothing but mere legends told by ancients. They keep repeating and passing on and never really grasping enough. It takes quite a bit of intellect to grasp the beginnings of it. And if you're of the type to have that intellectual capacity, then you're highly sought after to be a person to pass on the spiritual knowledge to the future. So it's like you're on a path that you didn't choose, but you were chosen for by an environment that you're not fully aware of yet. And because of this, your life is a mess of control freaks who are misleading you, deceiving you, and at the same time trying to use these special powers that you have for their own gain and their own desires, while at the same time telling you to be without desire. But if the truth be told, the people who are deceiving you, they themselves are deceived by the very karma of their own actions, and thus, for the very bottom of the pile to the very top of the pile, the whole world is living in a delusion, and there are very few who are on a path like you. So, this truth, this illusion that you're living in, imagine there was no brain. Imagine there was no flesh. Imagine that all that was just nonsense that people made up to try and make sense of the world, and they passed that knowledge on. The people who were interested in brains and the people who were interested in flesh. You have flesh. This is obvious. You wouldn't be interested in watching a video if you had no flesh. But you're not only flesh. You have flesh. You're another type of creature entirely. Some would suggest that you're not even a creature, but part of something which is immortal. That is never having been created, and you just always were. But here, trapped in this meat suit, the same as me, you are a soul with flesh, whereas there are religious ideas that suggest that we are meat with a soul. But if the truth be told, the thing that you truly are is the thing that controls your meat. And it's through our meat that we physically meet. But the physical world is not all there is. Now here's the truth. When you're thinking that these thoughts that you're having are just bouncing around inside your brain, there is no brain. There is a mind. And the nature of the mind is something that even the psychologists don't really comprehend. The mind is a faculty of your soul. When people speak of their hearts in the tense of like a love heart or in my heart I know this kind of thing, They're not talking about some piece of meat, they're talking about some faculty of their soul, the very core of it. Or at least they consider it to be that, but mostly people are just speaking about what their desires are, and that's a faculty, not the core. So, these thoughts that you think, these desires that you have, they're not bouncing around inside you, they are emanating to the entire world. Those who are telepathically aware can pick up on them. It's probably easiest to pick up on the desires of other people, but psychologists and the people who don't believe in the spiritual nature of reality, they'll put it down to things like body language and various other ways to describe away the reality that truly is. And that is that even if you get your eyes closed and you're in an isolation tank, you can still be in contact with other beings, such as myself. Even though you're not in physical contact with my meat, you are just as physically connected in the spiritual environment, soul to soul, even if you live halfway around the world. But there are special types of telepathy when you live close by. The people who rule nations are well aware of these things, like the field of stars in the American flag is basically representative of the community of souls which are connected to one another, having achieved that state of grace through the practice of virtue, where they have, on the one hand, left the system which is there for people who are still on the path to becoming spiritually adept, and those who have gone beyond the ordinary material nature of reality over which these flags are placed. These flags are basically schools of learning for a global government which has been around for thousands of years. Some people think the leaders of the world are tyrants who want power. And the truth is, they are merely the office holders holding a sceptre that higher beings have given them. They are merely creatures of flesh with temporal power. In Britain we speak about the Queen in her personal capacity, and we also speak of the Queen's Majesty, and the Majesty of the Queen is God, and God is Spirit. And some people, when they become telepathically aware, might think that, wait a minute, I'm God. This is not strictly the case. You're merely a part of a great spirit, a great white spirit, as the Native Americans described it to the white settlers. Perhaps it was something lost in translation there, but it's recognised worldwide. So, remember that you're broadcasting. Nothing going on inside you is private. And there are people out there who are acutely aware. Now, think about how to provoke such people to react to your thoughts, and there you have the key to opening the door to all mysteries. the very truth of all tradition will soon be in your heart.